What's up, everybody? And today, let's just talk. Let's talk about he who finds a wife
finds a good thing. Numero uno. There's a big difference between the way the godly man pursues versus the way the carnal man pursues.
The godly man will have a destination that adds to your value.
That's right.
Not only is his ultimate destination to get you to an altar, drop your last name, put a ring on your finger, and fast forward to the honeymoon.
Every man is now trying to fast forward to the honeymoon.
Baby,
Really?
if he's a godly man, which means he haven't had her honey. He is trying to fly me to the moon. Not only is his ultimate intention to get you to the altar, but he also has connecting flight plans. He plans to connect you and introduce you to clarity.
Which means his intentions are crystal clear.
Crystal.
And he's not going to be like this.
Yeah, what you mean, what are we? I mean, gosh, well, we got to define everything. I was thinking, let's just see what happens. We don't have to have like a destination right now. I mean, let's just chill and see, let time take its course. You feel me?
Wrong. Okay. Time will take you down a wasted course if you don't have clarity.
Say that.
A godly man provides clarity. What he sees in you, what he sees in himself, what his intentions are, what he's looking for. The godly man looks for godly attributes. The more you look like Jesus, the more you're going to be attractive to him.
Because the godly man goes off fruit, not just breast and backside. Because more than bodily assets, he needs a woman who will assist him and help him meet the places that God ordained for him to meet. All bodily assets can do is provide a few moments of pleasure. But a woman of nobility who becomes his helpmeet helps him meet divine runways that he couldn't get to without her presence, because she helped him meet that runway, which helps him to take off and be the man that God ordained for him to be.
The carnal man is not looking for attributes. He's looking for avenues. A place where he doesn't have to invest but can still collect interest.
Yeah,
if you know what I'm saying.
Up in here.
They prey on gullible, low standard, and watch this, weary women.
Talk about that.
Because they don't fall just because they have low morals. They fall because they grew weary in waiting for the God man to show up.
That's so good. So instead of waiting for the God man to show up, you entertain the now man.
Yep. Happens all
He's
the
not
time.
The God man, but he's the now man.
Yep.
And you grew so weary that I'll settle for what's now instead of waiting what's to come. And see, I want us to get this. This is so profound. The Bible lets us know that we will reap a harvest in due season if we faint not.
Right.
The enemy cannot stop God's principles from working, but he can stop your harvest from coming if he can get you to faint. You've been waiting too long to faint now. You've been praying too hard to faint now. You've been believing too much to faint now. You've changed too much to faint now. You've went through too much to faint now. He cannot stop God's principles from working, but he can stop your harvest from coming if he can get you to faint.
The carnal man is interested in making her make bodily transactions, which adds to his lust only. The godly man is into leading her into destiny transitions, which adds to God's glory.
That's so good. And I think we have to understand too, there's a gap that many times people don't understand why they don't experience what the preacher is preaching about. They don't experience what the Bible is speaking about. Like, if I'm entitled to all these promises and I'm entitled to all this favor, why am I not seeing it manifest? Could it be that you only receive the blessings the Bible speaks about if you become the Christian the Bible speaks about, right? So one may get frustrated and say, the text says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. And I have a wife and I don't have no type of favor. Could it be A, you're not loving your wife like Christ loves the church? And since you're not loving her like Christ loves the church, you're not experiencing Christ's favor. Because the only way you can reap a blessing is you have to follow the principle from the blessing. So if I follow the principle, it's married to the blessing. But if I'm not following the principle, I shouldn't expect the blessing. That's A. Or could it be B, you married a woman who's not a wife? Ooh, because you do know that you're a wife before you're a wife, right? Ladies, you do know you're a bride before you're a bride, right? You're the bride of Christ, right? He's the bridegroom, like we're his wife. Men and women included, we're his wife. She's a wife before she's a wife. So before you ever put a ring on her finger and dropped her last name, she was already his wife. And since she was his wife, she already had his favor. And once you married her and y'all became one, you are now benefiting from her connection. She has favor because she was married to the person who gets favor, and now both of y'all got favor. Man, I hope y'all get that. He who finds a wife finds a good thing. And when you find a good thing, when you find a woman whose crown is godliness and shines with purity, value it, cherish it. This is the beauty of doing things God's way. There's a preferred route that he wants us to take, and that's the king's route. I'm not saying that this route is absent of pain, but it is absent of unnecessary, unwarranted, avoidable injuries.
Wow.
And when we do things his way, there's some pain that you'll never have to feel. There's some tears that you'll never have to cry.
So
not saying that you won't cry, but at least over here you're crying for a purpose versus crying for no reason.
Amen.
So he who finds a wife finds a good thing. This is Redefined TV.
Where we're redefining relationships righteously.